guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today in the Ask SSM video series, got an email from a subscriber. This guy is 41 years old, and he's writing in asking my advice as well as you guys in the community about a little situation he has going on right now. You see, recently he went on a date with a gal that he's been acquainted with or friendly with since high school, okay? They, I guess, chat occasionally on social media, something like that. And he noticed recently her marital status changed to not married. So they went on a date, had a good time, and then she revealed, oh, I'm still married, but we're separated, but yet my husband is living in the basement. And all this very fishy stuff, right? And at the end of the date, they kissed and all that crap, and they talked about having a future date. And then some things started to happen, which I'm not going to reveal. And this guy is now writing in asking, hey, what should I do here? Should I pursue this? Should I cut her off? I don't know. Because he obviously really wants to pursue this, but this is just a whole mess. And I chose this one on purpose as an example of how often, many times, guys can end up seeing a gal, hooking up with her for a while, and all the while she has a husband and kids or a boyfriend or something like that. And if he's lucky, he just gets his heart broken. And worse, he gets his heart broken and the guy comes after him. So you got to be very, very careful, guys. I'm also doing this as an example how, guys, I try to encourage you guys to keep as little drama in your lives as possible. So if you're dating a gal who's recently separated or it's a fishy situation, you don't need that drama in your life. If you're going to date and do relationships and all that, get involved with gals that have a clean slate in the sense that, okay, if they were married, they're now completely divorced. And they're not separated or living in the same house or all this other stuff. You don't need that drama. I don't care how good looking she is. I don't care how cool she is. You just don't need that. Otherwise, you're going to have a whole lot of drama in your life. And unless, of course, you like that. But anyhow, guys, you'll see more as I get into this guy's situation. He says here, what's up, man? I've been watching you since the pandemic. I have to say, you make so many videos, I don't get to watch them all, haha. I do make time when I can to listen to the ones that sound interesting. Well, bro, yes, I'm pretty busy making videos these days, and if you don't get to see the ones you want, I got a giant library between all three channels, and you can just jump in and watch them at any time. But I appreciate your support. Just like others have said, I wish your videos were around when I was younger. A little about me. I'm a single 41-year-old male and a tech professional working at a high-paying job government gig. I have a 21-year-old son who is married and living in another state. I know, I couldn't talk him out of it. Yes, smack to your son. 21, he's married? He couldn't wait? Well, he might be shacking up with you later if things don't work out. He says, teenagers, I had them young and that could be another story, but I'm hoping you can give me a little advice. I've had an off-again, on-again contact with a friend from the past. I'll say her name is Mindy. Mindy and I have known each other since high school and have kept in touch. So, let me guess. Mindy was probably a good-looking chick in high school that, for whatever reason, you didn't date or hook up with, but now that you're single and you're keeping her in layaway just in case. You never know. I recently saw that she was no longer presented as married, no ring in her pictures, no longer showing as married on her social profiles. We had a quick chat and agreed to meet for happy hour drinks at the end of the week on a Friday. So, if this is recent, she's dealing with a divorce, or, well, you're about to see so-called separation. That's not a good time, in my opinion, to get involved with a chick, especially she's been married for a while. So I'm thinking you've been keeping tabs on her, and the second you saw that the profile changed, boom, you're messaging her like mad. We met on Friday and had a great time. I will say that she looks just as good, if not better than she did back in the day. Yeah, you've been waiting for your chance with her, huh? During drinks, I asked her what her situation was and if she was divorced. She told me she's been separated for about 5 years and that she was just waiting for the middle child to graduate in 2. She's been separated 5 years. They can't get it over with at this point. In the meantime, she was living with her husband. She was in the master bedroom while he was living in the basement. I asked her directly, so you two are completely done then? Is that why you are no longer wearing a wedding ring? And she replied, yes, we are done. I can't be with someone who cheated on me with other men. Okay, so let's stop here. This chick says she, on her social profile, saying no longer married. So I guess this is recent because you probably check from time to time. And yet been separated for 5 years. And he's living in the basement. And he was cheating with other dudes or something like that. This is fishy, to say the least. And dating someone like this, I see a lot of drama coming your way. But let's just see if I'm right. My jaw dropped to the floor. I said, "Excuse me? Can you elaborate?" She explained this was the reason they separated and they were only living together because of money problems. Now, the husband sulks in the basement, drinking and crying about getting back with Mindy. Now, keep in mind, this is her telling this. This is her perspective. I couldn't help but joke a bit with her about her situation. We talked for about 3 hours. I paid the bill and walked her to her car. We said our goodbyes, hugged, and she began to kiss me. So you hugged, but she went after you. High interest, that's good. Needless to say, I wasn't expecting this. I don't normally go for married or recently married women, as you shouldn't. I wasn't put off by this one bit and just enjoyed my time with her. I left and she texted me when she got home, thanking me for the night. She also slipped in there that I was an excellent kisser. I thanked her and told her we could talk soon. Okay, so she's very interested in you, I'll give you that. You know, enthusiastically went on the date, enthusiastically made the mood and kissed you, and sent you that text that the interested girls always do. I had a great time after you got back from the date. The problem is this whole thing is just red flag central. Which you as a guy who's 41, who obviously does well for yourself, and if you had a son, if your son is 21 years old, which meant you had him when you were 20, obviously you made mistakes in the past with women rushing into things, because if you had a son at 20 years old, you obviously rushed into things. This can be a problem in your life and you don't need this. It continues. 3 days later, I texted her asking her out for Saturday. She told me she might have to do a family thing, but was available afterwards. For what I planned that night, this was no big deal. I just asked her to keep in touch. Mindy agreed, and she said she would know more in the middle of the week. Thursday morning comes. I wake up to get ready for work, and shortly after I wake up, I get a text from Mindy saying, and listen to this, Mindy is still technically married, so I suggest you leave her alone! Exclamation points. So one of two things is going on here. Either her husband got a hold of her phone and is texting you basically saying, "Stay the hell away from my wife," either because, guess what, she's full of crap and they really are married and she has a habit of this, or she's being truthful, but you got a lot of drama with him wanting to stay with her, and you get the point. I was flabbergasted. I didn't know what to do. My only thought was this was her ex, and so he took over her phone. So I waited a couple hours, took a screenshot of the message, and sent it to her from one of my VoIP numbers. Well, I received a reply that said, "And you're trying again? She and our kids have been home since sick since yesterday. Enough." I just laughed and replied, "LMAO, okay bro." I checked all the socials, and it looks like I've been blocked on everything. Again, either she's full of crap, and she got caught, and he's taking charge on her phone and blocking you on her things. Who knows, maybe lay down the law with her. Or this guy is just, they are separated but still living in the same place and he can't let go and he's chasing off everybody that has an interest in her. Who knows? But regardless, this is drama central. Those were the last messages sent or received. Saturday has passed and I haven't heard anything from Mindy. Here's my dilemma. I figured if she did try and get back in touch with me and I had been blocked on everything, she should have noticed and tried to contact me. I'm pretty sure it looks like I blocked her on everything. So, do I let it go and do nothing since I haven't heard from her? Do I try to contact her and tell her what the guy is doing? I think at the very least, the right thing to do would be to try and contact her to hear her side of the story. What would you do? Help steer me in the right direction, SSM. Thank you. Well, what I would do and what you want to do are two separate things. I see this as, like I said, two situations. Either A, she is completely full of crap, and she regularly cheats on her husband and makes up this whole story that they're separated and he's living in the house. And by the way, he was plowing other dudes or something like that. And that's how she gets guys. Has a history of this. He caught her and is telling you to F off. to which point you don't need to be involved with a married woman in something like this. Backing up the scenarios where a lot of guys have been in relationships or dating or hooking up with gals that are actually married and the women lie through their teeth. I've done plenty of stories like this, both on this channel as well as the other ones. Or B, she really is telling the truth and they are staying in it for the kids and he's still staying in the same house because they can't, financially it's too difficult to split up. Who knows? And this guy is constantly sabotaging any guy she gets involved with because he can't let go. Drama, drama, drama. Either way, this is a bad situation and you don't need it. As a guy in his early 40s who's doing well for himself, whose prime is still going on, you don't need this crap. If you could attract her, I'm sure you have no problem attracting other women that aren't married or going through this type of thing. So what I would do is nothing. I wouldn't do anything. If her story is true and he's just sabotaging everything, believe me, she will find a way to get in touch with you. If you went out on a freaking date, obviously she's not that far away. She may try to meet up with you at work or your house or something like that. But I would not be texting her or reaching out to her in any communication platform at all. Because otherwise, if her story is BS, and she really is married and she's lying and the husband, he could call the cops and say this guy's harassing my family and I. And have the proof right there. And police officer, I warned him. Something to make trouble for you. Or he could show up at your house and it could get very ugly. So I wouldn't do anything. And I get it. Probably she was, again, the hot girl in high school who still looks pretty darn good for her age. And it's that prize of getting that girl you didn't get in high school that you wanted to hook up with. Sure, there were some gals in high school that I would have loved to nail and still look good today. But I wouldn't go through all this bullshit, bringing turmoil and drama to my life to hook up with them. Really. So I say do nothing. And what else here? Or if her story, as warped as it actually is true, that they're still living together, but they're supposed to be separated and getting divorced, and he's not liking that, you're inviting a whole lot of drama into your life constantly with him getting involved with it and all that, and you don't need that, okay? Guys, I want you guys to have enjoyable, pleasant lives. There's already enough drama in the world that will always come into our lives every day because shit happens that you don't need to deal with, hell, your son's 21 and married. I'm sure there's going to be some drama in his life, So, and you'll be helping him. So you don't need that. So as a guy who's 41 and you do well for yourself and you obviously attracted her, I'm sure you can get other women that will be less drama. Preferably gals that have very minimal drama. The only drama they bring to the table is their silly TV shows, reality shows, and hearing their girlfriends gossip. That's it. I want you guys to have as drama-free lives as possible, and you're only inviting drama. However, if that's what you like, if that's how you get your kicks, because let's be honest, a lot of guys do, whether they want to admit it or not, so be it. See what happens. But I don't see this going very well. So for all you guys out there that may ever find yourself in a situation like this, be aware there are gals that will lie through their teeth and say they're not married or don't have a boyfriend, or they'll claim that, we're separated or going through a divorce or something, when in actuality that's not it at all. And it can come back to bite the guy in the butt big time. Okay, it's not worth it. And this goes to show you really have to do some detective work on any gals you see or get involved with nowadays. It's just the reality of this world right now. You got a lot of very deceitful people out there. So, bro, I wish you the best. I hope you make the right choice. But if you don't make the right choice and you don't listen to me, I have a funny feeling that we'll be having an update to this story in a couple weeks, and I can only imagine those updates. So gentlemen, guys in the audience here, please take a moment, 30 seconds to a couple minutes of your time, and write in the comment section. If you back me up on this, please tell him this is a mistake for both reasons. Just because he came to the channel. I'm sure he already knows what I'm going to say, but I need to hear it anyway. And hopefully we can save this guy a lot of turmoil and drama in his life. Unless, of course, that's what he wants. Alright guys, I said that part. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.